Viewers of a weak disposition might want to turn away now.
Hey everyone, I wasn't going to make a video today, but coming back from my girlfriend's, I found that there's a whole thing that sort of blew up with concerning the Young Turks and what one of the presenters, or his attitude, should I say, to a story in which a man was drugged by this girl he was having sex with on and off, throughout some period of time. And she drugged him and raped him, sexually assaulted him. Did things to him and put things in him against his will. And there's been a lot of fallout for that. I'm not going to explain exactly what happened because Scouse Casper did a much better job of it than I have. And if you haven't seen the video, then I'll link it in the crotch bar so you can see it for yourself. Give it a bit of hair. Which will give you a little bit of a backstory. And I don't want to talk about it, the case specific. I'll get the words right. I'm not going to edit this. This is going all the way through specifically, but I want to talk more about the media's aspect. I mean, you can probably guess where I'm coming from. Rape is rape. I don't care. Who it is, what they insert inside you, where they insert it inside you. If they do something like that, then they should be persecuted, and it's not a fucking laughing matter, and that Saint dude who was laughing about it is a complete tosspot in my opinion for his attitude towards this. But I want to talk about more the media aspect concerning male and female rape, and there does seem to be a double standard, especially when it comes to sexual matters like this. There's always this sort of bullshit male bravado that's sort of perpetuated a lot, where men are always these sort of monosyllabic hungry beasts that yearning for sex 24/7, and women are like these sort of dainty little dolls, that we have to try and persuade and cajole into finally getting them into bed, and it's complete bullshit. There's a lot of intelligent people here that know it's bullshit, but it's the kind of lowest common denominator thing that a lot of sitcoms sort of lower themselves to, and a lot of music videos and things like that. And it's it's almost like that men will enjoy sex no matter what, even if it's against their will. At some time down the line they'll look back and say, hey, I'm glad we did that. And it's kind of like you see this a lot with a lot of the scandals recently, the last few years, where teachers have been charged with having sex with their students. If it's an older man having sex with an older woman, with a younger female student, he gets chastised and it's this is a horrible crime. He should be put away, and rightfully so. But when it's it's the older woman, it's was she hot? How long did it go on for? Did what kind of sexual acts did they do? And I just can't stand this fucking hypocrisy, because the woman is just as guilty as the older man is, and just because some men have this bullshit stereotype, it's like as if the kid would enjoy it. Not at all as if it's like he was too immature for this sort of thing and could have been groomed for sexual practices that this woman wanted to carry on with, and maybe he didn't. No, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking that obviously he's a guy, so he's, just yearning for sex every single second, and he'll get it any way to take it, And I just fucking hate it. But that was just like a little preamble. The main thing I want to talk about is, quite by coincidence, I assure you, I've watched two films this week, both concerning. Not concerning rape, but they have rape scenes in it, one of a man and one of a woman, and I just want to talk about the vast differences that I saw. I'm sorry if I spoil any films for you. I'll try not to go into too much detail. The male rape was in a film I saw on Wednesday called Get Him to the Greek, a new film with Russell Brand in it. And one of the main characters, Jonah Hill, is at a party in Las Vegas. So again, just glamorous right off the start. And he, you know, one of the characters says to this sort of like drunken woman, "You go and have sex with Jonah Hill." You know, no choice. You know, you just gotta go and have sex with him. And they go into a room. They start making out. He clearly doesn't want to do it. You know, he doesn't want to do anything. And she gets a dildo out from her purse, and you know, rapes him anally. You know, I mean, you don't see it obviously because he's a 15, but you know, and I heard people in the cinema laughing about this, and you know, afterwards he sits down, you know, next to some of the other main characters, and he sits down. He's like, you know, wide-eyed, and he goes, I think I've just been raped. And the context of the scene, and there were people laughing in the cinema as well, but the context of the scene makes it seem as if it was some sort of joke. You know, that there were bright colours. It was very, you know, it wasn't like a negative thing. You know, a party was going on. It was, you know, people were having a good time, and this was just like a side thing that happened. You know, and it's like, you know, it didn't really take much for him to get over it as well. I mean, it was like, you know, like a day after or something, he was going on doing whatever his character had to do, and it just, you know, it's such a massive contrast between the film I saw with a woman that got raped in it, which was called The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and this woman got, you know, if it matters, anally raped, and she got tied down on the bed, and she, you know, she got smacked around a bit, and it was completely different. I mean, it was dark, it was moody, it was dreary. There was no music. You know, it certainly wasn't a positive thing. And then one of the things as well that's different is you saw the after effect of it. You saw her sort of limping home, you know, finding it hard to sit down, shaking. I mean, it was a very unpleasant thing. I find rape a very unpleasant thing to watch, and it just struck me that the massive contrast between the man getting raped and the woman getting raped. You know, it just blows my mind. It's this sort of double standard we have in our society, and it pisses me off. Now, I'm not saying we haven't had films before in which males have been raped and they haven't. It's been, you know, it's seen as very stark and very bad as it should be, like with American History X, where Edward Norton got raped in the prison. It's seen as a very brutal, a very sadistic thing, and you know, as it should be. But we don't get the sort of the positive, not the positive, but we don't get like film portraying women, rape of a woman as the same way that we would in Get Him to the Greek. You know, when the male got raped. I mean, is it because it's not a part of the woman? You know, if it's like a dildo or something, it's not a part of the woman. And or if she uses her fingers and it's not like a penis because she doesn't elicit a lot of sensation from it. I mean, I don't know, but it really shouldn't matter what body part it is. You know, if it's sexual assault, then it's sexual assault regardless of who it is and who it's done to. You know, what gender, what colour, what religion, it doesn't matter. You know, it's just all superfluous to the fact that a person sexually assaulted another person. And you know, there's never been a film, quite rightly so, that has shown women's rape in the same sort of way as Get Him to the Greek showed male rape. You know, if you've seen a film called Irreversible, there's like this really protracted, like 10-minute long rape scene, and it's very, very unpleasant. You know, and you know, so it should be, but we should not make light of this. You know, male rape should not be seen as something different from female rape. You know, it should just be seen as rape, full stop. And you know, it's one of the things I think we have to try and counter, where you know, male rape is seen as, I don't know, like a lesser thing, and if it does happen, then we're supposed to, I don't know, shake it off or something, or not talk about it because it makes us less of a man or something. I don't know. It's fucking bullshit, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. That's just what I wanted to say. You know, my 2 cents on the situation. So, you know, I hope everyone's doing alright and this video wasn't too boring for everyone. Cheerio.